What is a really good thing to be fishing for in these cold winter months like we're having right now? It's cooled off a bunch, hasn't it? Good morning, guys and girls. Good morning, guys and girls. December 24, Christmas Eve. It's about here. It's about here. You know, we open our gifts. We open our gifts on Christmas Eve, so Christmas Eve is a big day for us. It's about as big as Christmas as well because we have all the family. Big meal, great meal, just an absolutely memorable time every single year. And Chris and I have been so blessed to celebrate lots and lots of Christmases. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. We're in 2 Corinthians 5:1 today from a Catch a Better Life book. You can get a copy of this book just about everywhere, all the Bass Pro Shop stores, Cabela's stores, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Hobby Lobby, many, many places where books are sold. It's got a scripture for every single day, word from God. It's got a fishing devotional built every day, built around fishing. It's got a fishing tip for every day. 2 Corinthians 5:1 is a pretty long scripture, and it says, "We know that if our earthly house, this tent, is destroyed, we have a building from God, a house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens." Eternal in the heavens. Paul's talking about here to the Corinthians, he's talking about his body, this earthly house, this tent that we live in. Here's what I wrote about that. We learned a great deal by video game fishing. Video game fishing is a pretty common term nowadays, which is real fishing. It's real fishing, but it's done using a live scope, Garmin live scope, that allows us to see fish under the water and to see fish around our boat. Can it get any better than this? Well, it probably will. It's probably going to get a lot better. I could never imagine in my wildest imagination, and I'm a dreamer, I dream about a lot of things. I could never imagine that we could see fish under the water like we can see them now with our live scopes. We've learned so much. We've discovered that we're better off fishing our lure over the fish as opposed to under them. We've known forever to bring our spinnerbaits over the top of brush and logs and stumps and grass to get the bass to jump up and eat them. Well, same is true down deeper as well. We've learned a lot of times when a bass is suspended by a tree that if we pitch a jig or a spinnerbait or something, a worm in there, pitch in there and let it fall down beside that tree, which I've caught thousands of bass that way. We've learned that the majority of the time it scares them off, that they leave. So we've probably pitched our bait by a tree and let it fall down by that tree. Many, many times we've scared the fish away. But I've seen it on that live scope. It happens particularly usually when those fish are moving into shallower water and they're maybe in water 10 or 12 feet deep, but they're suspended in a tree 5, 6, 7 foot. That's when I've seen that happen the most. And I don't know why they do it, but by golly, they do. And they'll move a lot of times when that happens. So we're a lot better off throwing way past that tree and bringing our bait up to the tree and letting them come up and getting it, or bringing it up to the tree and stopping it and letting it fall down by them. So that works pretty well in that type of situation. We can't see heaven now on any fish finder. We have not got a fish finder developed that will let us look at heaven. But can I tell you, our joy, our confidence, our trust in God comes from knowing this life here on earth. It's only temporary. It's only temporary. Some of us have been fortunate enough to live a long time. One of the bad things about getting older is that you begin to lose a lot of friends. I've lost a few friends this very month, as a matter of fact. One great friend, Wes Devereaux, that I went to college with, and been a friend all of these many, many years. Same age as me, maybe a year younger or a year older, I'm not real sure, but basically the same age as me. As you get older, and you begin to worry about getting older, you begin to be concerned about aches and pains or this, that, and the other, just remember, old age is an activity that not everybody gets to participate in. We lost another friend this month that was in his late 50s. 50s, that's right. 20 years younger than me, 20 years younger. On a glassy lake at sunset, I can almost feel heaven. I look around, I look around in the woods and on these mountains and on the water, and I can almost see heaven. I can almost feel like I'm in heaven, my permanent home. Not for 70, 80, 90, 100 years, but for thousands of years, tens of thousands of years. Jesus has indeed prepared many mansions. One of them is mine. One of the mansions that Jesus Christ himself has prepared is mine. One is yours. Imagine heaven. Just think about heaven today when some problem pops up. When somebody says something nasty to you. When somebody does something wrong to you. When somebody gets your order wrong. Somebody cuts you off in traffic. When some little something goes wrong today, or even some big something goes wrong today, think about heaven. Picture eternity in your mind. Things might get a little bit better. Here's our tip for today. Cold weather. What do you want to fish for? Well, you can fish for crappie. That's a great thing to fish for. But trout fishing is best during the colder months. Guys and girls, go out there and have a great one today. And remember, I sure do love you.